Hi, it's Crystalline, and I want to talk to you today about something that's really important to me. It's meditation. And meditation is something I usually do every single morning before I get out of bed. I reach over, I grab my phone, and instead of going to Facebook, I go to Insight Timer, which is an app that you can download for Android or iPhone. And Insight Timer gives you 10,000 guided meditations. And it's a really great app. I've not gone through all 10,000, but I've gone through probably 100 meditations, and I've been using that app for years. So I've gone through a large number of meditations, and what I've done is captured the ones that I love and added them to my favorites list. So now I'm kind of repeating the same 30 meditations that I just absolutely love, and I use those over the course of my year as I'm meditating. I do believe in meditating every single day. I do not believe in meditating for long periods of time unless I feel called to. So I know that tests have been done, and they say that 20 minutes of meditation is like, a great amount of time, or the ideal time to meditate. What I believe is that any amount of time, whether it's 1 minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, what's important is that you show up to your meditation with the intention of being really, really present and breathing, feeling, and having full awareness in that moment. Okay? So if you can only do that for 1 minute, then just do it for 1 minute. That's perfectly fine. If you try right now and you take 60 seconds, you can pause this video, and for 60 seconds you just breathe and feel, you will notice a shift in your mindset, a shift in your body, your muscles will relax, your whole system will calm down. And that is highly beneficial. So the thing is, on my blog at crystallinebell.com/blog, I wrote an article, and it's called 12 Ways to, gonna double check the name of this article. It's called Heal Your Tribe, 12 Ways to Incorporate Meditation into Your Work as a Spiritual Life Coach, Healer, or Heart-Centered Entrepreneur. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've been working as a spiritual life coach and a healer for over 20 years, okay? I started off healing decades ago, but I became certified as a spiritual life coach. It's been now about 9 years, okay? The thing that transforms every situation is meditation, all right? Now, meditation doesn't have to be some big production, okay? As a matter of fact, don't make it a big production. Meditation should be as natural to us as breathing, as natural to us as just taking a breath and letting go, regrouping. It should be that natural, okay? So what I've noticed in my practice, and let me just give you a little bit about my history. I've worked as a massage therapist. I owned a wellness studio. And everyone who came to work for me, and I've had hundreds of employees that have worked for me. The thing that I would always ask them to do is to incorporate some sort of meditative healing exercise into their healing sessions, into their facials, into their therapy sessions, into their nutrition sessions, into their acupuncture sessions. The reason is, when you ask a person to just take a deep breath, to quiet their mind, all of their pieces fall into place. You have a more attentive person, a person who's more able to hear, a person who's more willing to relax into the moment. There's no need to fight. There's no need to resist. When you ask a person to take a few deep breaths, which is a meditative practice. Breathing is a meditative practice. It is the starting point of meditation. And you can, the Hindus, the Indians have created an entire system called pranayama on the importance of breathing and different ways of breathing, rapid breathing, breath of fire, deep breathing, right? This is how swamis levitate, okay? It's through regulating and using the breath and using it as a force to create life, all right? So, asking your client or your students to just get quiet for a moment. Oh my God, what would happen if they did this in elementary schools? Just, hey guys, okay, everybody calm down. Okay, quiet, everybody, take a deep breath. Hold it 1 second. Let it go. Tell me there would not be an improvement in the relationship between teachers and students, and between students and students, and most importantly, between students and the work that they have to engage in, okay? I'm just saying meditation is huge. So what I've done in this article is just to create a quick list for you to consider some ways to bring meditation into your practice. And look, if you're a spiritual life coach, you're probably already doing this. If you're a healer, you're already doing this. Like if you're a Reiki master, you're doing this. If you're a theta healer, you're doing this. I get it. If you're an astrologer, are you doing this? I don't know. I've never had like one of my astrologers take me through a meditation before we've done our consultations. My therapist, my therapist, okay, she's never taken me through meditation before we've had sessions. I had a spiritual life coach who used to take me to meditations before sessions. In my personal practice, I do not take my clients always through meditation at the beginning, but I always, in the middle of our sessions, and that's my second thing on the list here, and let me get into my list. I always have people do some meditative practices in the middle of our sessions. So here's the first thing that you can do if you want to incorporate meditation into your work as a heart-centered entrepreneur. Whenever you're having a meeting with someone, you can have everyone who's in the meeting. If it's you and just another person, that's great, one-on-one. But if it's a group, it's even better. You can start by having everyone take some slow, deep breaths. So just some nice, slow, deep breaths in and out. And if you want to incorporate some guided work, like having them do a body scan, having them relax the different parts of their body, you can do that. You can also take them on a full-blown journey, take them on a journey for 5 to 10 minutes, where they're connecting to themselves, they're connecting to the earth, they're connecting to the sky. It depends on what your intention is, okay? Now, that's the first way, to just simply start off your session with a meditation. The next thing, and this is where I use meditation on a regular basis. Again, for me, meditation is not long, drawn-out stuff. It's about actually taking a moment to have your client, your student, to feel for themselves, their own energy, to quiet their mind, So whenever a person is feeling too caught up, like they're too caught up in their story, where they're losing sight of the work that they're supposed to be doing, when their emotions are too strong, when they're having trouble getting grounded, when things at work are going too intensely and they're not able to get here, when there are too many distractions going on around them and they're not able to get here, what I do is I have them take a deep breath, and I'll notice, it's my job as the coach to notice what's going on with them, right? When I notice that they're spiritually bypassing, when I notice that they are having emotions and they are not feeling their emotions, they're not allowing themselves to actually be real with themselves, when they're not expressing themselves authentically. My list goes on, okay? This is something this is how I use meditation in my spiritual life coaching practice. What I do is I ask my person to simply pause, and I'll just say, "Hey, Georgia, can you please just, I want to ask you to pause right where you are for the moment. And I want you to just take a deep breath and close your eyes. Just gently close your eyes. And I want you to feel your energy." All right? So I have them close their eyes and then feel their energy. And then I say, so take some slow, deep breaths, And then I don't count out loud. I just let them breathe. And I like to watch people. I like to use my eyes. And I look at where their chest is, and I look at if there's a nostril flare. I'm just looking for anything that gives me feedback so that I can know where my client is and what they're needing from me. Okay? So take some slow, deep breaths. And just feel what you feel. And then what I'll ask them is to simply keep their eyes closed and to tell me how they feel in the moment, right? And they will say, "Oh, I feel blah, blah, blah." Or they'll tell me, "Oh, I'm thinking blah, blah, blah." And, the point is that I use some gentle meditation techniques to bring them back into their body, back into the space, and really into their heart space. Now, if they are in pain, I will use the meditative techniques to take them into that pain. If their inner child is acting up and needing attention, I will take them into a meditative space that has them connect with that inner child. Most often, my meditative work within the session is when the person is feeling intensely or having an intense experience and they're needing some help staying present with that intense experience. So that's really the primary way that I use meditation in my practice with my clients one-on-one. I am notorious for doing this also in group session. So I do a lot of group classes, and in my group classes, I usually will work with people individually, for short periods of time. And one of the best ways to help me really understand what a person is saying to me is to actually connect with them through meditation, through them and myself meditating at the same time. So again, a person will be talking, and if I feel like I'm totally tuned in, like my higher self is totally connected to their higher self and the communication is flowing easily, then there's no need to do this, But when the person is deep in shadow especially, or when they are trying to, when they're in shadow is basically when this is most effective. It can become very muddled because there's so many different emotions and there are thoughts that are all in that shadow together, right? So one of the things that I will again ask them to do is I'll say, hey, can you pause for a moment? I want you to feel what you're feeling, and I want you to talk to me from that place of what you're feeling, right? So I'll have them breathe and close their eyes, but what I will also do is close my eyes and breathe at the same time. So when I close my eyes, my heart feeling becomes much stronger. And so I can feel more my brain that's in my heart becoming more effective, more strong, more receptive. And so I understand more of what my client or my student is saying to me. So this way, they're meditating, I'm meditating, their heart is opening, my heart is opening, and we're communicating more at the heart level than we are at the intellectual level. The intellectual level is then following the heart. So that is another really strong way that I use meditation in my practice. But let me go down my list because I want to make this. I thought this was going to be a quick video because I've just got these 12 things. I'm like, oh, I'm going to just get through these 12 things. This is going to be a very short video. I'll be done in 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be done shortly. Okay, y'all? Seriously. All right, so another way to incorporate meditation is to into your practice or into your groups is to do a meditation at the end of the day or at the end of the class or at the end of the session. All right, so you can just simply say, hey, it was really great doing our session. I'd like for us to close just with a connective experience so that we can leave, and that's the other thing, right? You get to really transmute energy when you do these kinds of meditations. So you can say, if there are any negative feelings that you're holding on to, I want you just to leave them right here in this space so that we can turn these over to the universe to transmute, to raise the vibration, to change the energy so that we can leave this session, so that we can both leave this session pure, with our energy clear, our minds clear, and going forward with a blessing of positivity or a blessing of love or however you want to do it. There's so many ways. This is why I love meditation. It's such a great way to really bring in energy that you want, to release energy you're ready to move on from, and to really just help people feel better in the moment so that when they feel better, they can make better decisions, they can have more clarity, and they can go out and thrive. And you would be of service to them like that. All right, now, number 4. So if you have a healing business, why not do a weekly live stream on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and just take people through a guided meditation? Even if you're a beginner in this field, like, you're a new yogi or you're a new life coach, whatever it is, you're new to Reiki, why not write some meditations, tune in, write some meditations, and give people some live experiences. Again, these sessions don't have to be long. If you do them, and I think that the key would be to do them consistently, like every week. If you offer on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock a.m. a 5-minute meditation every single week, in the beginning, you'll have a few people, but I am sure that you will have a lot of people who will sign up just to hang out with you online for 5 minutes and to hear your beautiful words and to get your blessings that you want to offer them. What an awesome, awesome gift. All right, so weekly meditation live streams. Creating creating audio files of meditations, like downloadable MP3s. So awesome. Okay, you can create these, like write out a nice meditation script, and I love doing this stuff, by the way, because it combines the things I love. Okay, writing, technology, creativity, channeling, interacting with spirit, being of service, creating beautiful stuff, mixing, I love mixing music and meditation and creating experiences. It is just a lot of fun. So that is a great thing that you can do. And what you can do is you can write out your script for your meditation, and then you can find some music, and you need to make sure you get music that you're allowed to use. Okay, you cannot use the music of an artist that you love without getting their express permission to use it in your meditation, whether you're paying for it or not. You can't just use it. Okay, so there are places online, like YouTube has royalty-free music that you can get for free, or you can buy subscriptions. I usually use a subscription just because I like supporting artists, and once they give you their music, they're kind of like, all right, go ahead and do what you want to with it, and so it gives you a lot of freedom. But anyway, so you choose the music that you like, and you can kind of mix it in. There are free ways to do that. Like if you have a Mac computer, it comes with iMovie and GarageBand, and I use both of those. iMovie for making videos, and GarageBand for mixing audio stuff like meditations and podcasts and things like that. But it's really simple to do. If you're using a PC, I know that there is Audacity. Yes, Audacity. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know the name of a movie editor for a PC. I don't know the name of a movie editing software for PC. I'm sure they have them for free though, online, or it's something that you can download. And you might have to pay for it, but that would be okay. There's nothing wrong with paying for stuff, okay? But I know that Audacity is free, and it's I think you can actually download their software, and that's free for mixing your MP3s. So if you're doing meditation, you have a PC, you can use Audacity. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whoops. Number 5. No, that was number 5. Number 6. Okay, so if you are blessed enough to have a home where you can invite people into your space, it is so cool to invite people over to your space and you take them on a guided meditation. It is so fun. If you have a beautiful backyard, or even a front yard, or a living room, or just a space where you can invite 5, 6, 20 people and hang out, it is the best experience. You can have them bring a yoga mat. They can bring their own yoga mat. They can bring a meditation pillow. You can have people come and, bring a little snack or something to share for after the experience. And again, you write the music, you write the meditation, and then you can just put on some music, light some candles, put on some essential oils, dim the lights. You can do this for the full moon, okay? All sorts of ways to create really awesome experiences around meditation. And it's really great when you can do it physically in person, because the energy is so wonderful, and it's just great to connect with people. It's awesome. Can't wait till I'm home and can do this. It is going to be awesome. Can't wait till I get back. Can't wait till I get home. All right. You can do this also online. There's nothing to stop you from doing this now online, where you have a beautiful experience that you create using Zoom or Skype, and you invite a bunch of people together, and you write out your meditation, and you can even ask people, you can theme your meditation. Myra Navarro, she's an herbalist, and she and I did a new moon and Gemini meditation, and we had everyone, we wrote out a whole protocol, and we had people get their herbs ahead of time, because we did a new moon meditation with herbs. So we had them buy rosemary and rose petals and things like that, and then we took them through a tea ceremony. So you can do whatever it is that you want to. You just have to be willing to write out the steps, okay? Because it takes a lot of energy to write out steps, but it's totally worth it. Everybody loved it. It was a great experience. So and creating community online is really easy when you dedicate yourself to that and you nurture the people who are participating with you, okay? All right, the next thing, let's see, okay, I'm like really gonna move it through here. Okay, that was the other thing I want to say. It is great to incorporate the sun and the moon transits into a meditative experience. And even if you don't know a whole lot about the moon or the sun, it's a great way to learn. And even if you don't know a lot about astrology, it's a great way to learn. And you can just take it one sign at a time. The sun spends 30 days in each sign, so you could do a meditation. We have the sun in Leo right now. You can do a meditation for the sun in Leo, what that means, and you can do a little research and then just create a nice meditative experience. For Leo, it would be talking about like, okay, so the sun's in Leo, so we want to get in touch with our inner romantic, all right? Or we want to get in touch with the feeling of pleasure within us, because that's what Leo's about, pleasure and romance and being a part of the community and an important part of the community, one who contributes to community. Really great. All right. So there are ways to create themed meditations like that. You can also create, now this is number 9, incorporating meditations that have to do with nature. Nature is really important for me. Plant life, essential oils are important. Anything that is natural of the earth really talks to my heart. And I'm here in Northern California, and you can see out my window, this property is surrounded, just on this one side of the property alone, there are probably 20 giant redwood trees. And then in the backyard, there are these beautiful Japanese maple trees. It's just really a beautiful experience. So creating a meditation that helps a person connect to nature, especially if you are in a place where you have nature, and creating experiences for people who don't have nature, that's really powerful. And for people who live in nature, but they don't know how to necessarily connect to the trees in a spiritual way. They know that they feel good, but they don't know how to talk to trees, or they don't know how to talk to the grass, or they don't know how to see the spirit of the forest. You can totally create meditations for them to do that. How fun, right? I know. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Now, another thing that you can do is to get really specific and to create meditations that help people deal with deep, dark, emotional stuff. And I like series of meditations. So let's say that you do a series of meditations to help people deal with the negative aspects of the seasons. So the most obvious one to start with would be winter. People don't always feel great around winter. But what you could do is to create a meditation that helps a person deal with the dark aspects of winter, things like depression, isolation, lethargy, feeling kind of stuck, things like this. Okay, these are the feelings that people can have in the winter, so you create a meditation for that. Now, in springtime, you think, oh, this is usually about positive emotions, and you could certainly do a series of meditations that deal with the positive aspects of each season as well. But a lot of people need help with the negative aspects. So one of the things that happens is if you're in a depression, when springtime comes around, instead of feeling better and optimistic, some people feel worse because the rest of the world is moving on and they are not. So feelings like envy, jealousy, missing out, feeling extremely isolated and disconnected, those things are really important and are real for people And so creating meditations that help them with that would be really helpful, and I'm sure you can imagine that that would be really helpful. But what a great way to incorporate this into your business, to create this kind of a product and to offer it to people either live or again through a series of audio downloads that people can use. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to make my way through this because I'm approaching the 30-minute mark. I've got two more. Okay, the next one, number 11, is creating. Okay, so I told you number 10 was about dealing with people with the low vibrations and setting up a series of meditations to help them with that. The other one is going to be to help people connect with positive emotions, creating meditations that deal with joy, or meditations that deal with success, like helping people understand a new kind of success, okay? A new definition of success. You can also help people connect with intimacy, helping people connect with their romantic partner, connecting with the sense of romance, the spirit of romance, okay? Connecting to a sense of belonging and a sense of connection. All of these would be really awesome and really helpful for people, okay? And then the very last one, what did I do? Okay, the very last one. This is one that just came to me as I was writing this article out, and I was finished writing the article, and then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. What if you did a series of meditations that dealt with negative world events, and you created a series of meditations? I mean, I know this probably sounds really wacky, but what if you did a series of meditations to help people deal with disease in their country, right? Now, obviously, we're in a global pandemic, and let me be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. As an American, disease is not something I normally deal with because I'm an American. I was vaccinated as a child, and I have access to excellent water, organic food, nature, exercise, healthcare. I've got access to that stuff. So disease, and especially disease that grips a nation or grips communities of people, there's distance between me and that experience, okay? So this global pandemic brings the reality that my brothers and sisters have been living in. It brings it home to me. So in this way, I'm really appreciative of COVID because it's helped me to really expand my empathy and my compassion for other people. Now, one of the things that I was thinking as I'm sitting here working through this is, what if we did, or what if you did you did this, okay? I'm saying this for you because I already have my plans. I have my list of things that I'm doing over the next year, okay? So this article is for you. So what if you were to create a series of meditations that dealt with the shit that's happening in our world? So you did, one of your meditations could be dealing with natural disasters that happen around the world, like holding earthquakes and floods and typhoons and hurricanes, holding space for nature and for the harmonious relationship between nature and human beings, right? That could be a part of this series. But then on the other end of it would be, dealing with disease, in cities, like how to socially distance, creating a meditation that lets you create connection with people as there is social distancing. And then another example could be how to hold your politicians, a meditation to hold politicians in divine light so that they are aligning with unconditional love, and how will that change the scope their politics. You know, how will that change? How will that influence how they govern their constituencies? Okay, so that was my last one, and I kind of am really excited about that one. And I'm not sure. I said I'm, you know, to me that seems really important because as a spiritual life coach, I work with people individually very intensely. You know, I can do 20 to 25 sessions per week, and that is a lot of work, intimate work with people, you know. But one of the things that I'm desiring to do is to expand globally, you know, to do more work around the world. And yes, I do have clients all over the world. I'm very, very blessed that my business is global, but that's not what I'm talking about. I mean that I want to, okay, now I'm just talking to you about my own personal desires as a human being. I don't want to forget about people who are not right in front of me. You know, I like being in touch with the world. I want to know what's happening in Zimbabwe. I want to know what's happening in the Philippines. I want to know what's happening, I don't know, everywhere, you know, in Brazil, okay? I just want to know, not intellectually. Okay, it's fine if I get intellectual knowledge, great. I want to know right here that I'm connected to the Philippines, that I'm connected to Zimbabwe, that I'm connected to Brazil. You know, I want to know, and I want Brazil to feel me there. I want people who are in Brazil to know that I love them, even if I'm not there, and even if I don't know their names. I want to know that we're connected. And this is what I'm thinking with my 12th, with my that last one. That's what I think that's where I'm going with this. Okay, so you do it or I do it. One of us needs to do it. Whoever gets there first, yay. Okay. Anyway, so those are my 12 recommendations for how you can incorporate meditation into your practice, into your coaching practice, your yoga therapy practice, into your healing practice, into your astrology practice, into your tarot practice, whatever it is, whatever you're offering people. All right? Okay. Oh, last thing I need to tell you about. I must tell you about my Healing the Healers class. And I want to invite you to join me. It's a free class where I'm going to be teaching you how to do shadow work. We're going to talk about, it's a great class. We're going to be talking about shadow work, how to do it, and how to deal with unworthiness. Okay? So please join me. The whole point of that class is to help you as a healer take care of yourself so that you can go out and be of service to people. That's really it. That's all I have to say. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.